All right, so I just finished watching How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version, 2025, and yeah, this is a tough one to talk about. But before I get into the review of this, I want to let you know that this is going to be a new segment on the channel. So what I plan to do is I plan to do an out of home theater reaction, kind of like, you know, when I do an out of theater reaction, but the home version. So whenever a movie comes out on 4K or Kaleidescape, or if I watch something on streaming that's a new movie, I plan on doing a out of home theater immediate reaction. Now, a couple things with that. So I'm still going to do the full-blown movie reviews, but only on movies that warrant it. Only on movies that are actually have good audio. It's kind of hard to continue to put in time, effort, resources, because time is money, for a movie that has a bad mix for audio, and you know, I only get a couple hundred views on a YouTube video, maybe a couple thousand. That's just not worth my time. So for movies that just I feel like, you know what, this isn't a good mix, instead of putting in all this effort doing all these different camera angles and cuts, I'm just going to do an immediate out of home theater reaction, and that'll be it. For the movies that aren't good, I'm still going to do the out of home theater immediate reaction, and then I'll do the full blown, like, you know, review like I always do. But I think I want to start doing that. Just like when I watch the movie, when it comes home, I'm just going to give my, you know, when it comes to home, whether it's 4K or Kaleidescape, I'm just going to give my immediate reaction afterwards, and then tell you like, hey guys, this is really good, you know, really good audio, Atmos, DTS:X, whatever it is. And then I'll say, hey, you know, stay tuned for the full blown review. So I think that'll be something cool on the channel. Get some more content, different content. I don't think anybody else is really doing that type of format, type of style. But yeah, I just don't want to waste resources on a bad mix. So that's what video is going to be about. This is the review for How to Train Your Dragon. Let me tell you the stuff that I'm using. So I'm using for my projector, I'm using an EPSON QB1000 projector. For my screen, I'm using a 110-inch Seymour screen, Excellence, acoustically transparent, Neo material. For my player, obviously this one is on Kaleidescape. For the processor, I'm using a Trinnov Altitude 16 with an Amplitude 16 for the amplifiers. And then for video processing, I'm using a madVR Envy core, and I believe that's it. So yeah, I was super excited about this movie. I own all of the How to Train Your Dragon animated movies. I'm kind of torn. Like, I'm not really excited about having a live action movie for every single animated movie. I don't think that we need that. And I kind of don't like that Hollywood and Disney's just like, hey, let's just remake everything live action. We don't really need it. We didn't really need this one, but I was actually excited to see this movie with, you know, modern special effects live action. And I got to say, they nailed it on that. This is pretty much a one-to-one copy, like one-to-one scene from the animated movie. So if you've seen the animated movie, the live action is pretty much a carbon copy of that scene for scene. Obviously, you know, they throw in some dialogue and some other stuff, but it's pretty much the exact same movie. So if you like the original, you're going to like this one. As far as the video and audio, there's a ton of dark scenes in this movie. So there's some good opportunity for HDR. You know, with the dragons, there's a lot of fire. So there's some really good contrast. The video is pretty good. It's not bad, but it's not great. I'd probably give the video somewhere between a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Again, it's not bad, but I don't think it's anything that's really going to like showcase your system. There's a ton of dark scenes in this movie, but it looks good. Now, the reason why I don't think this is a good mix is the audio. The audio on this is absolutely terrible. There are some stuff going on the overhead channels, like you can hear it, but it's faint. There is zero bass in this movie. None. You know, there's a few times where I had to check. I'm like, are my subs on, or is this... It's almost like I was trying to run my speakers at full range without a subwoofer. I don't know what the mixers did for the home release, but this is bad. Zero bass. And I talked to another content creator who also watched it, and he was like, yeah, I'm not reviewing this. So that's very depressing. I really shouldn't use the word depressing, because there's other things in life that are more depressing, but it's very disappointing. How about that? Zero bass, which does not make any sense at all, because there's dragons stomping around, there's stuff being blown up, there's fire being, you know, breathed from the dragons. There's zero bass. It's baffling. The dialogue, I'm not sure I've heard a home release for 4K Blu-ray with a movie that's high profile like this one is. The music it's very hard to describe. The music in this movie is not very loud, but at the same time, it overpowers the dialogue. There were numerous times where I'm like, I can't even really tell what the actors are saying, because the music is drowning out the audio from the center channel. And I'm like, what is going on? Checking settings and making sure. I'm like, no, I haven't changed anything. This is just the mix. It's very bizarre. Don't understand it. So dialogue is extremely hard to hear at times. Again, I feel like if they would have taken more care and put in more effort, I think this would have been a really good mix, because you do hear some stuff overhead. You do hear some stuff in the surrounds, but it's so low. And anytime the music starts playing, it just drowns out the rest of the dialogue. It's really weird. I was really excited about this home release because I love How to Train Your Dragon, and when I saw it in the theater, I won't say that it was like the best theater experience with a movie, but I was like, man, this should sound awesome on home release with the dragons, you know, fire, stuff blowing up, dragons flying everywhere. No. I think this might be the worst audio mix that I've heard this year, and probably in the last couple of years. Again, for a movie that is this high profile, this is bad. I would only recommend buying this movie, whether it's on Kaleidescape or 4K, if you're just a fan of the movie and you want to see the live action. The live action stuff is absolutely great. The cinematography is breathtaking. I love what they did and how they were able to recreate, you know, Hiccup and Toothless and all the different characters. Toothless looks awesome. They got that on point. So the cinematography is good. The audio is... This is one of the worst ones that I've seen. This is definitely the worst home release that I've seen this year, or have heard this year. And it's in the top in the last few years. So, man, I'd have to give the audio probably like a 4.5 out of 10. I wanted to give it a 5 just because there is some stuff going on overhead, but then the music just drowns out everything. I can't even give it 5 out of 10. I'm going to give this a 4.5 for audio. It's very disappointing. So again, thank you guys for watching. You know, this is going to be something new I'm doing on the channel, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Again, I was going to do a full review, and then I said, you know what? It's just not worth it. Like, it's not worth it for me to sit here and just spend days filming, editing, doing all this stuff for a bad mix, and then it's probably not going to get that many views anyway. So this is really easy for me to do. I can just set up my camera, I can talk, there's no scripting, and you know, I give you my immediate response or reaction to watching this. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend this movie for home release. Only buy this if you are a How to Train Your Dragon fan, and you just want to add this to your collection and then marvel at the cinematography. Other than that, it's more distracting than it is enjoyable, just because the audio is so bad. So yeah, that's my review of How to Train Your Dragon on Kaleidescape 2025 live action version. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.